Hello, everybody. I'm Michael Dimsdale, and I'm coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas. And I have got kind of just a bunch of different things I'm going to pick through. I've got some index cards like David Letterman there, so we'll be doing a lot of this now.
Uh,
Um, I just wanted to show you all this one thing. I'm not going to go into like a demonstration of it, but the wrapping hand, and
yeah.
people make kind of stuff like that. I found these at Michael's, and they were like this big. So that would easily fit into a little close-up case and
Uh,
be a wrapping thing. I thought that was cool.
Monkey's paw.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So different things. I was thinking about doing storytelling magic kind of lecture, or seeing what people were interested in seeing. But there's different ways where you can take effects and dial them up or dial them down, and this is something that you could change the story on, and you could certainly dial it up. Mine's a pretty tame story, but it's still a storytelling thing, and I feel like there's several extra words in it, as Eugene would refer to as Yespraka, extra words.
Yeah.
But this is something I used to use, like an $80 Tenyo 4-in-1 coin, and it would it was just like, one day I like lost all my magic, and like by the in Austin by the river, and my buddy, he showed me the way that I could do it with non-gimmicked coins, so that I could still do the effect, and I didn't have to go buy another $80 gimmick for it. So I'd start off. I would say, uh, there's different ways that people learn magic, and usually it's done with a book and a teacher. You get a book, then you get a teacher to guide you how to put this stuff together. That's the way a lot of things used to be learned. But I had my mentor, Delmo Johnson III. That's right, there were three Delmos.
Yeah.
We went to Pedernales Falls State Park outside of Austin, and it was a really hot day, like the past 2 summers, like super hot, and we were just going down the trail all the way to the water, which was forever. And when we finally got there, we were exhausted. We put our gear down, and I sat down for a second. I looked out at the water, and I was thinking I'll go out and refresh myself. So I went out there, and I'm walking out into the water, and I feel something underneath my feet. It's not rocks though; they're actually pirate coins. And so I pick these coins out. I clean them up and buff them and everything, and then I see that I've got three coins. That's a magic number as it is, and I love coin magic, so I decided to start trying to invent a new coin effect. So I just take one of the coins, and I take it and put it in my pocket, and then I open my hand, and I still have the three coins here. And so I got kind of excited about that. I grab another one of the coins, put it in my pocket, and then I open my hand, and I still have three coins. And so solid, solid coins. And so I decided to get a stopwatch and see how many times I could do this an hour, because it's really easy work. I just reach in, I take one coin out, I put it in my pocket, and I'm just expecting more and more money. But then, it was hot outside, and things started to get a little weird and wavy. But then I realized that I had not actually made it out into the water. Whenever I stopped at the side of the river at first, I'd fallen asleep, and the whole thing was just a dream, and it had never. And so that is just something that I used to do, like I say, with a 4-in-1 $80 gimmick that I lost. If somebody stole it, and then there goes and but then my buddy, he showed me that he just does it with four solid coins, and he actually does one where he'll use different coins, and as the routine goes, you can like name or decide on a color, and that's what happens in his hand or something. I haven't seen his routine on that, but
Yeah.
with this, I'm just having the four here and taking and then putting them in the hand and retaining one of them. When I do that, it's fairly simple. And then whenever I spread these out, I just classic palm that. And as I'm talking about this, I've got the three, and so whenever I just go to reach one, I am just depositing the palmed coins onto my fingertips and grabbing one of these coins at the same time, closing my fingers like this, and then I flip this coin and then put it in my pocket, and I just retain it from my pocket, and I put it back in the classic palm here. And then whenever I know that I've got 3 coins still, people are pretty surprised, and then I go to grab another one of the coins, and I actually put that one in my pocket, and then display 3 again. And then I'm going to stop for a second. Now, this I know is coin magic. This is technique, sleight of hand, stuff like that. But the direction I'm kind of talking about today is just about storytelling and how you can dial things up and dial things down both ways. And you can always change the story about, these pirate coins can become any kind of mysterious coins from any country. They don't have to be buffed up and shiny. They could be oily and greasy, and you can go any direction you want with it. But with these 3, when I have these here, I just take this and put it into this hand over here, and then I've got them here, and then I will just drop them into my fingers like this, as if I was depositing all of them back here. And the way that I get I distract from this whole thing, or glaze over it, or move smoothly past it, is I put it positive, so they've landed into that hand, and then I've got all 4 of them right here still. And I just did this and closed my hand, and then I reach back in pretty quickly, and I make a scraping noise from the coin that's going, down like this. And I say, and I just take one of the coins back out of the hand, and it sounds as if that coin is scraping off the other coins here. And then I just go to put it in my pocket. I keep it kind of displayed as I go in. And then over here, I say, I'm expecting more and more money. I'm sorry, I forgot about the part. When I do this, I say, I got really excited. I decided to get a stopwatch and see how many times I could do this an hour. It's really easy work. I just take one out, put it in my pocket, and then I'm expecting more and more money. But then things got wavy, and it was really hot outside, and I realized that I just passed out by the side of the river. The whole thing was just a dream, and it never happened. People were really surprised when this happens. And the thing I'm just working on right now is getting rid of the Gaspraka, because people want you to get to the magic, but I'm viewed more as like a sleight of hand technical close up magicianist, whereas whenever you're going to see it, you're getting into bizarre magic. People are, wanting to have a nice, rich, hearty story, and so it's a different, the audience is giving you a different feel. But yeah, you could totally turn that, take that principle and those effects and use them if you wanted to get into, if you liked coin magic. I wanted to just start one more time about, I've got the 3 coins. I take one, put it in the pocket, and then I've got 3 more. And then I got excited about this. I wanted to see how many times I could do this an hour. And then I actually only had 3, not 4 this. I wanted to see, and that gives me the excuse of doing this, because that gives me the excuse to turn it from here to here, and then I put them back, and then I reach back in, and then I fake drag it out. If that's, I just wanted to just run over that one more time for you, and then I'll just move right along unless anybody has any questions or anything like that.
Those are really good coin moves, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's one of the easier coin routines that I do. I do a lot of sleight of hand with coins, and I think it's just a matter of remembering them and any structured routine. But I think that this is one of the most basic that I do. And sometimes, less is more. It's just like with wand twirls and things like that. Whenever you see it done, and then you try to do it, you try to twirl more than necessary. If you're doing, just like that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's more to it than there is. It's just a matter of, the structure of the routine, I guess. I think I'm probably going to throw a couple of, things in here occasionally that are just like stuff that gives you ideas. These are really cool. This is just stuff, these are like solar powered hanging lights like this. And I thought about going out into the audience with them, but they're solar and you have to charge them for about 3 days. But they'll come on. Well, yeah, it's not going to come on. I got all kinds of lights, but anyways. But like these are, there's one like this, and if you have a different kind of style, you want to, you have, something like this is. But what it does is it creates this lights and shadows all over the entire room or the audience. If you're walking out into the aisles, and you
Yeah.
get it done, and it's just a really cool effect. I'm sure you've seen for the candles put out, lights and shadows onto the walls. That's what it does to the entire place. And they were like what, $10, $14 or whatever like that, and they're solar powered. So one of the cool prop things that I've got as far as just I try to create an atmosphere of mood, kind of a setting, kind of thing. Um, I've got another one here that I'll go into. It's like card magic, but let's see here. Pause for a second. I wanted to talk about for a second, just some items that you can use in a show, and where you might source them. You may have your own sources or whatever, but I went to these vintage shops in Austin, and they had these old timey pictures from like San Antonio and Austin, like from back in the day. Well, let's see if I can get a bigger one. And so they were really just next to nothing, but they're just old pictures, and they have different kinds of borders, and stuff, and different things that they did in the 40s, 30s, 50s, like that. And so these are just all kinds of pictures. I just went through a couple of shoe boxes at a vintage shop, and I think it was Michael Henry and I were sitting down after the Magistrorum convention, and we were just looking at these different places and people, and like I think that we had come across this one. We said that this one could be like a COVID, or something, or you can use your imagination. But I thought that was a good source for if you want to look for old timey photographs to use in your presentations, and also there's books on it, too. Like this is Paul Prater, A Picture is Worth, and so this is probably a great book to go through and to figure out how to apply old photographs into that. And so I just thought I wanted to share that with y'all, because I thought, I don't know if y'all are ever looking for old timey photos, maybe try a vintage shop. I was going to use a timer from the 80s to make sure I didn't go over 10 minutes. So please. How much time do I have left right now?
Oh, you're good, man. This is just a general time.
Okay, well, we'll put on
We're not going to kick you off or anything.
enough, but I was thinking I was Sean Truitt. I don't know. Y'all know Sean Truitt? Anybody?
Uh-uh.
Okay, well anyway, he's part of the Secret Society of Magicians in Austin. That we have a group down there, and he was posting something about the 7 deadly sins of magic, and one of them was greed, by using too much time, and which I've done before. I've gone 7 minutes over one time when we had a variety show on a Zoom show, but it was a good show. But
And magicians don't like that very much.
so and then there's gluttony. Gluttony is where if you really like an effect or a technique or a sleight of hand or something, and you use it over and over in different effects, you're good at it. But if you're using it in the same show, it can be an issue. It was cool because there was all 7 different sins, and it would show how magicians indulge in the 7 different sins, and it makes sense. But anyways, I sometimes you get these hard envelopes in the mail. This one's like Mark 10, like the vaporizer thing or whatever, the old Marlboro ones. I found that those were good prop storage, and prop management is something that we all deal with, and so those kind of protect these right here. This is an effect that my buddy Delmo, my teacher, he had made these. These are his actual tombstone cards, and I just made some ones with poster board. Are y'all familiar with this effect, the Last Dream, Eugene Berger? Anyone?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I'll go into it. And I was thinking it would be really cool at the end if there's something behind the tombstones, so that whenever they fall like this, when they do, that there was one time I had this little ghost that had these blue beady eyes, and they would shine real bright, and it would like have this woo. So at the end, it's a pretty heavy ending, and then you've got this ghost behind it that's woo, so it's like you got the scary, spooky ending, but then you have a little bit of comic relief too. Oh, and I'll show you all this thing while I'm doing this one. This is just something that I got from a Dollar Tree, and they had these this last year for $5, and they are just little crystal balls, and they have lights inside. And I don't, it may not be too, extremely spectacular from there, but sometimes it's kind of cool in a party setting.
Yeah.
Obsessed with. They wanted their fortune told. They wanted tarot cards and stuff like that. And I was like, I can do magic presentations with tarot cards, but I don't have a whole bunch of experience just reading them. But they really, man, I'm telling you, these people, they were just like hungry for tarot readings. It was pretty insane. I thought they were gonna keep me alive. A Halloween show where they anyways. We'll get into this. Does anybody have reoccurring dreams?
Yes.
Anybody have reoccurring dreams? I did.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
one that where a dog was chasing me, and it probably had something to do with my childhood. There was a dog. I got a rabies shot. I got bitten by a dog or whatever. But I would, different things happen in your dreams. But I started having these dreams, these recurring dreams around Halloween. As soon as October started to come around, I'd start to have these dreams that I was walking through a graveyard, and got an extra. So I'm walking through this graveyard, and of course, there's tombstones everywhere, and I don't know why. I don't. It just kind of bothers me. Like, why am I dreaming about walking through a cemetery? Probably wouldn't bother any of you at all. So, right? I'm sure. Now, so but how reoccurring dreams are. I know one night I'm going to dream the dream again, and I'm just walking through. That's 5 minutes, and just walking through, and I just woke up again. I'm not sure what's going on with it or why. But then how those reoccurring dreams are. One night I'm going to dream the dream again. I know, and as I do, I see my name on one of the tombstones, and this freaks me out. And so in the dream, I go up to the tombstone, to the grave, and I grab the tombstone, I wrestle it out of the earth, and I take it and I just start rubbing it on the ground in the dirt furiously. And then my name is rubbed right off of the tombstone. And I wake up feeling victorious. And then how those reoccurring dreams are. I know that one night I'm going to dream the dream again, and I see my name in the tombstones again. And in folklore, dreaming this dream, this means that it's your last dream. But as I messed it up. Anyways, as I dream that dream again, I'm going through, I'm seeing tombstones, and then one day I know I'm going to see the date of my birth and the date of my death on these cards or on these tombstones. And in folklore, that means that it's your last dream. But also folklore retelling the story of a reoccurring dream passes the dream from the teller to the listener. So pleasant dreams. And I haven't been practicing that one enough, and I know that I stumbled it. And then presentation is everything. It's gonna, as far as like your timing and how it goes over. But this idea was, if you can see the dates on there, that's 27 to 207. So you get the idea that this is a vampire telling the story.
Vampire, okay, yeah.
Because it's a badass trick.
Yeah.
Delmos would do. His would be 1251 to 2008. And so people, and it's little subtleties. I don't point this out, but whenever you're in presentation, people see it, and after the trick is done, and they're talking about it, and then they bring it up to you because they notice, and so it's they can they'll notice like that. Well, I think that's a full 10 minutes. I've got a ton of stuff, so I'll do some lectures in the future.
Yeah. So, did anybody have any questions for Mike here? Let me fix this. So any questions or comments, anything? And I'm going to, everybody's got it muted. So yeah, again, I really enjoyed the coin stuff. I mean, do you find it hard to focus on the moves while you're telling stories?
Honestly, there's a lot of times whenever, like with this one, hopefully, I mean, it would have been nice if it would have happened, but sometimes if I haven't done that effect in a long time,
Yeah.
um, like I'm not sure if I'm going to use it in the act or whatever. I'll do a rehearsal before the show, and I realize that my hands, it's a muscle memory thing. As you
Mhm.
know, with prop, you handle the same props. It's a muscle memory, and often my hands, like if I'm doing card magic or moves, they'll remember the moves better than I will. It's like my higher mind tape remembers them,
Oh, nice.
but I think have to think about the moves. Uh, it's sort of like playing the guitar and singing and hearing the note and matching it or something. It's something that like I said, it's a muscle memory thing. So if you like went to go do the routine with different size coins or something like that, that could be a problem because I'm not, it might stumble me up, as far as it going right. But thankfully that one is fairly automatic for me.
Wow. Yeah, they bring up an interesting point there because if you switch the coins, it's really the coins that make the muscle memory work. But if like such a small subtlety change could really mess up your whole thought process, your whole memory process.
I'll give you an example. Like, say if I was just doing if I was doing a transposition routine or something like that, and at the end I say, it seems really difficult, but it's really not that hard. You just have to learn how to cause a small object to vanish and then reappear whenever and wherever you want it to. So, I'm just doing a simple, just a retention, like
Mhm.
that, making it vanish and then making it reappear, and that's fine and everything. But I go take this awesome, coin right here that it's got like snakes on the back, and then it's
Nice.
got like I'm about this coin. I'm like, now what do I want to do with it? Like I want to do something special with it, not just and so, but I want to see what are my capabilities with it, and then I go to do the same thing, uh, you know, and it's like the old hitchhikers thing with the palming.
Mhm.
It's like I'm realizing that I just did it, but my muscles can feel that coin's very different, and I got through it then. But the first time I grabbed this coin and I tried to do the exact same thing, even though I can do it here, and just I mean my muscles know exactly what they're doing. You throw this bigger coin into it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, what's going on? My hands like barely doing the thing, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to do that a couple of times. It's that whole, it's this part.
Mhm.
Whenever I'm here, you see how bad what's going on there for me to get it into palm. I'm like, going way over here, trying to figure out how to do it. So yeah, you throw it. It's like practicing basketball with a football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah, still really good stuff. Okay. I'm going to stop recording right now.